It's such a shame that Tybalt had to die.
Tybalt, he kind of had it coming for him, don't you think? He was so narcissistic.
I don't think he's narcissistic. I think it's more hubris, according to the article we just read, rooting out hubris before fall.
Maybe, but before we start, let's read the prompt.
Okay. Analyze the difference between narcissism and hubris as it relates to the characters of Romeo and Juliet.
Okay, that should be easy. Which characters have hubristic or narcissistic qualities?
Definitely Tybalt and Mercutio.
Yeah, they both seem like they're living in their own world. They don't think their actions could possibly have any negative outcomes, like their eventual death. They kind of have a superiority complex, just because of their wealthy status in the city.
Yeah, and Tybalt must feel as if he rules Verona with the way he walks and acts in the streets. He's a Capulet. He's one of the most wealthiest and most powerful family in the city, other than the prince and the Montagues. That must make him feel invincible. I think he fits into the hubris category more than the narcissism category.
Okay, if Tybalt was suffering from hubris and not narcissism, then what was the ego-boosting event that caused his inner hubris?
What do you mean?
Well, the article says that hubris is a reactive disorder. That means that something or some sort of event had to have caused it.
Well, when you think about it, Tybalt was exposed to ego boosters all his life. He not only grew up in a wealthy family, which can be considered success, but he was also infamous for being a successful fighter who never backed down. Where's that quote?
I think I found what you're talking about, right here. What drawn and talk of peace? I hate the word, as I hate hell, all Montagues, and thee. Tybalt refuses to back down, despite the offering of peace.
Yeah, and look what else I found. The fiery Tybalt with the sword prepared, which as he breathed defiance to my ears, he swung about his head and cut the winds.
Defiance. Oh, right. The text says it right here that hubris, at its core, is about defiance.
Exactly. So now do you see that Tybalt is hubristic, not narcissistic?
I guess I'm starting to see where you're coming from. But what about how the article claims that hubris has to have some sort of recovery from it? Here's the quote. Many good people will, under bad circumstances, suffer from hubris, but they tend to recover after toppling from their pedestals, shrinks their egos back down to size. Tybalt never seemed to recover. In fact, he died.
Yeah, he did die, but the article also said that hubris is known for causing disasters, or causing the fall of the hubristic person. Tybalt not only showed signs of hubris by impulsively and pridefully challenging Romeo to fight and killing Mercutio, but he also fell as a result of his actions, a sure sign that he was hubristic, not narcissistic.
Yeah, you're right. Speaking of Mercutio, he's a pretty good match with hubris if I do say so myself.
Oh yeah, this one I can definitely see. He was brought up in a royal background, and he's a cousin of the prince. He thought he could do anything and get away with it. That's why he took on Tybalt so quickly. Everyone he had a run-in with got in trouble, but never him. So that must have been ego-boosting.
Couldn't you say that everyone in Verona, or even everyone in the world, especially teens,
You got that right.
have a little bit of hubris?